Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Louder. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vyasadeva Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Shri Advaita Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। This morning we are reading from Srimad-Bhāgavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 3, entitled as Lord's Pastime out of Vrindavan. Text 4 and 5. So the 4 is not having purport. I'll just read and then we'll verse chant the 5th one. Kakudmino avidanashadhamvita I'll only chant. Swayam vare nagna jitam uvaha Tat bhagnamanan api gridyato gyan Jagne shataha shastra britaha swashastraha. Translation: by subduing 7 bulls whose nose were not pierced, the Lord achieved the hand of Princess Nagnajiti in an open conception to select her bridegroom. Although the Lord was victorious, his competitors asked the hand of the princess, and thus there was a fight well equipped with weapons, and the Lord killed or wounded all of them, but he was not hurt himself. Text 5. Priyam Prabhur Gramya Eva Priyaya Viditsur Archat Dhyutaram Yadarte Vajray Adravatam Saganaurusandha Krida Mrigo Nunam Avyam vadhunam priyam prabhurgramya iva priyaya viditsur archat yuttarum yadarte vrajre adravatam saganurusanda krida mrigo nunam ayam vadhunam yes. Viditsuram yadarte vajradravatvam sagunarusanda Krida mrigo nunam ayam madhunam Priyam prabhurgramya eva priyaya Viditsur archat yutaram yadarte Vajjadatravatapsaganorusandaha Krida mrigo nunam ayam madhuram Priyam prabhugramya evam viyaya Viditsuracha dutaram yadarte Vajradadravatam saganurusanda Krida mrigo nunamaya vidunam Matajis Priyam prabhurgramya eva priyaya Viditsurachadyutaram yadarte Vajrat adravatam saganarusanda Kriya vidamanam ayam madhunam What to what? Priyam of the dear wife Prabhu the Lord Gramyaha ordinary living being Eva in the manner of Priyaya just to please Viditsuha wishing Archat brought about Dhayuturam the Parijat flower tree Yat for which Arte in the manner in the matter of Vajri Indra the king of heaven Adravatam went forward to fight with him Saganaha with full strength Rusa in anger Andaha blind Krida mrigaha henpecked Nunam of course I am this Vadhunam of the wives. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Just to please his dear wife, Lord brought back Parijat tree from the heaven, just as an ordinary husband would do. But Indra, the king of heaven, induced by his wife's henpecked as he was, ran after the Lord with force to fight him. Purport. The Lord once went to the heavenly planet to present an hearing of Aditi, the mother of the demigods, and his wife Satyabhama along with him. There is a special flowering tree called Parijata, which grows only in heavenly planets, and Satyabhama wanted this tree just to please his wife. Like an ordinary husband, the Lord brought back the tree and his enraged Vajri. And this enraged Vajri, or the controller of the thunderbolt, Indra's wife inspired him to run after the Lord to fight Indra, because he was henpecked husband and also a fool, listened to them and dared to fight with Krishna. He was a fool on this occasion because he forgot that everything belongs to the Lord. There is no fault on the part of Lord, even though he took away the tree from the heavenly kingdom. But because Indra was henpecked, dominated by his beautiful wife like Sachi, he became a fool. Just as all persons who are dominated by their wives are generally foolish, Indra thought that Krishna was henpecked husband who only by his will of his wife Satyabhama took away the property of heaven, and therefore he thought Krishna could be punished. He forgot that the Lord is the proprietor of everything, cannot be henpecked. The Lord is fully independent, and by his will only he can have hundreds and thousands of life like Satyabhama. He was not therefore attached to Satyabhama because she was a beautiful wife, but he was pleased with her devotional service and thus wanted to reciprocate the unalloyed devotion of his wife, of his devotee. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiya ki, Shri Shri Gaunitai ki, Shri Prabhupada ki. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshushnmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahgana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatmate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So these are all nice section from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam going on, the beautiful pastimes of Lord Krishna. For a month almost we were discussing the pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan, and we just now come out of Vrindavan. It's a nectar flowing. In one way, this special sections where Krishna's pastimes, so beautifully narrated, are very the goal of our lives. Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan. A few days ago, almost a month, I guess, we were discussing Krishna's pastime in Vrindavan. Then few days ago, our Nityanand Chandra Prabhu spoke nicely about Mathura. There were some pastimes of Mathura mentioned nicely. Now we are in the sections of celebrating Krishna's marriage. Krishna's marriage. And actually, some way or other, this is the goal of the devotees of Krishna consciousness movement. Our sadhana is centered around this. To remember Krishna, contemplate about Krishna, chant His holy name, glorify Him, worship Him. And once the intense sadhana which we perform in the morning is completed, our seva is like samadhi, because after this sadhana, the seva starts. And seva is what? Somehow or other, being people closer to Krishna. Somehow or other, make them hear the names of the Lord. Give them the prasadam of the Lord so that they get mercy of the Lord. Give them the holy name of the Lord. Engage them in service of the Lord. And the means is the same. Somehow or other, people should come in contact with Krishna. Somehow or other, they should get attracted to Krishna. Once that is done, their life is successful. Even if they want it or not. Even if they want it or not. Once they come in contact with Krishna and accept Krishna consciousness, it's called game over. In a chess, there is check and mate. Correct? In the chess, there is check and mate. Check and mate means there is no way left, surrender. Correct, na? Check and mate means there is no way left, check and mate, surrender, defeated. So, our material journey gets defeated when you come in contact with Krishna. Completely. We are check and mate. Prabhupada says that once you accept Krishna consciousness, whatever, you may be not successful in this lifetime. Whatever you perform and you practice, it goes to with you in the next life. And next life, willingly or not willing, you start from where you left. Correct or not? Next life, you start from where you left. So, once you accept, Krishna consciousness follows you life after life. Isn't it? Krishna consciousness follows you life after life. So your choice is in our hand. Perfect this life, or struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle, trying to balance the material and spiritual life, the so-called practicality, and then continue next life. Correct? It's one way. There's no going back. We think we are so intelligent in the material world. But when Krishna traps us, it's a solid trap, no coming out. It's a solid trap for this lifetime. So here, in this verse, 2 verses, in one verse, and this section actually, if you see the next verse, is the first verse is connected to Krishna's marriage, which almost ends with his Ashtabharya, the 8 wives. The Ashtabharya. Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Kalindi, Mitravinda, Nagnajiti, Bhadra and Lakshmana. These are his Ashtabharya, 8 wives. And then, in the next verse, it starts with Prabhupada writes the purport, in the purport Srila Prabhupada writes that Krishna actually went to give what? The earring of Aditi, which was kidnapped, which was taken away by Bhaumasura. So, the pastime of Bhaumasura is very beautifully connected. Because Bhaumasura, it is said it was in Guwahati. I was doing a little research. The place where the 16,100 wives were kept, queens were kept by Bhaumasura is in Guwahati, Assam. So, after killing Krishna, Bhaumasura, Krishna gets married to this 16,100 wives. So we know in the scriptures, Krishna has 16,108 wives. So these 2 verses has one connection is to the 8 wives, and the second verse leads towards the 16,100 wives. When I was just trying to read, I just came across. So the first 3 wives, Rukmini, Satyabhama and Jambavati, they were mentioned. Now in this, if you go, the detail of this is mentioned in the Krishna Govinda chapters 58. 58. The Pandavas, it starts with this, the rumor about the Pandavas being killed. And then also rumors that the Pandavas are alive. They are also alive. So when Krishna, he comes to know, he comes to know that Pandavas are there, they have come back to Hastinapur. So Krishna immediately leaves with his commander-in-chief, Yudhana, and goes immediately to meet his devotees. It is said that Krishna was not invited, but he just goes to meet them. And in Krishna book, Prabhupada beautifully explains about the exchanges while this section of Bhagavatam, the exchanges between Krishna and the Pandavas. So as soon as Krishna comes to meet the Pandavas, immediately Krishna goes and pays obeisances to Yudhishthir and Duryodhana. And then after that, Krishna hugs Arjuna as a friend, and Nakul and Sahadev, they go and pay obeisances to Krishna. And then they gave Krishna a very nice place to sit, and after Krishna is seated, they sit down. The Pandavas sit down. Prabhupada writes there, Krishna addresses Krishna as Mukunda. And Prabhupada mentions that the word Mukunda, it has a deep meaning because by being attracted to Mukunda, in full Krishna consciousness, one gets free from all material anxieties. All material anxieties. And he is blessed with spiritual bliss. The Pandavas are Kshatriyas. Isn't it? The Pandavas are Kshatriyas. They have come back. And they want kingdom now. Isn't it? And Mukunda has come and met them. Kingdom is sometimes related to material possessions. Then after that, Pandavas have a beautiful exchange, and then Queen Kunti meets Krishna, and she has tears in her eyes. And Kunti actually tells Krishna that she actually recalls him that how you are so much concerned. Even earlier when my sons were not as big as they are now, you actually sent Akrura. And you are always so concerned about your devotees. Even we are not so much qualified. But you are so much concerned about your devotees. Even earlier you had sent Akrura to see our well-being when my children were poisoned by the Kauravas. So like this, you are so kind upon us. And at the request of Yudhishthir Maharaj, Krishna stayed back. It was the month of Chaturmas. Chaturmas was beginning. 4 months of the rains. You know that Chaturmasya. At that time, generally the sadhus and sages, they reside at one place. They don't travel. So during the Chaturmasa, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he requested Krishna to stay back in Hastinapur. At the request of Krishna, Arjuna, Yudhishthir Krishna stayed back in Hastinapur. Now, the description comes about Krishna's marriage with Yamuna, Kalindi. It is said Krishna and Arjuna went once deep into the forest for hunting. And while they were hunting, finished their hunting, they went deep into the forest and they were coming back. While they were coming back, Krishna and Arjuna, they saw a very beautiful girl walking around. So Krishna told Arjuna to go and ask, who is this girl? Who is this girl of a marriage age? So Arjuna immediately goes there, and Prabhupada writes in Krishna book that he asks her, oh beautiful girl, who are you? And because she was a grown-up age, it is concluded and the Shastras that a girl, when is grown up, she crosses puberty, she only searches for a man, she only searches for a husband. So Arjuna directly tells her, it appears that you are searching for a husband. She was searching for a husband. Kalindi, Yamuna, who are you? He asked, who are you? And it appears that you are searching for a husband. So Kalindi, Yamuna Devi, she replies that, she first says that, I know you are Arjuna, and she knows about him, and she tries to clarify to him that she is the daughter of sun god and wishes to only marry Lord Vishnu. So you please don't consider anything. Indirectly she indicates to him. And I am only willing and I am praying and desiring in my heart to get married to the Supreme Lord. And then Arjuna goes back to Krishna and informs. And then Krishna goes back and accepts Kalindi, Yamuna Devi. And later on there is a big marriage. After Krishna goes back to Dwarka. Now, after this, when Krishna leaves, it is mentioned that he gets married to Mitravinda. And how does he get married? Now, Mitravinda, she is a sister of the kings of Avantipur. Their name is Vindhya and Anuvindhya. Now, these kings were in ally with Duryodhana. And Duryodhana wanted her to get married in the assembly. In an assembly. And when Krishna came to know about it, Krishna just barged in. And he kidnapped Mitravinda and got married to her. Over. That's the second. Fifth wife, I'm sorry. Fifth wife. Now, the next comes about this verse. Controlling the 7 bulls. Right? This verse says, by subduing the 7 bulls whose nose were not pierced, Lord achieved the hand of Princess Nagnajiti. Now, Nagnajiti, he was a king of Kaushal at that time, the province of Ayodhya. So, Nagnajiti was a daughter of King Nagnajit. And because she is a daughter, her name was also Satya. And she was also known as Nagnajiti, being a daughter of King Nagnajit. Now, when Krishna went there, the whole news spread. And King Nagnajit, he welcomed Krishna with great respect and honored him and gave him a very respectful place to sit. And the news spread around. And Satya also came to know about Krishna being around. And she expressed a great desire because just like Rukmini Devi, even she heard about Krishna and she had a desire to get only married to Krishna. So when she came to know that Krishna's arrived there, so she was praying to the Lord. And there's beautiful Prabhupada writes in the Krishna book, she was praying to the Lord that if I am sincere, if I have devotion, if I have sincerely served, oh my Lord, please make this happen. At the same time, she was also feeling that, what is my qualification to expect Krishna to fulfill my desires? Am I really a devotee to Krishna? And she was just praying that even if I cannot, but at least I should be accepted by Krishna as a maid servant. Same thing if you see in the letter of Rukmini to Krishna, she writes, the Brahmana takes that, I am only desiring that you accept me as your maid servant. Just accept me as a maid servant. So this is so beautifully described in the Bhagavatam. The cultural approach, the consciousness of a wife desiring for an husband. Today, if you tell someone, after the marriage card is print, and you tell them, see, Rukmini was praying Krishna, for Krishna to accept him as a maid servant. Similarly, in your marriage card you write, Khatam, card jala denge log. Finished, all that is over now. It's not possible. You cannot talk about it now. Even if it comes to your mind, you have to forget it, bolna padta hai mind mein. Forget it, that is the situation. But here, Srila Prabhupada writes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach this principle. Somehow or other, accept me at the dust of your lotus feet and keep me engaged. Somehow or other. Accept me. Accepting by the Lord and His devotee is very, very important. In this section, Prabhupada writes very nicely. Though Satya had great devotion and her father also, Nagnajit, he also wanted her to accept, he wanted Krishna to accept her daughter. Prabhupada writes there, we cannot demand any grace or mercy from the Lord because of our service rendered to Him. He may accept or not accept our service, but the only means to satisfy the Lord is through the service attitude, nothing else. When I read that, I was very shaken, because we talk so much about service, we have to do service, right? But even after doing service, it's not enough, it's not complete. Even after doing selfless service, it is left to the Lord to see our service attitude. That's it. What is the attitude of our service when we are performing service? That attitude plays a very big role in Krishna, attracting Krishna towards us. Tapping the attention of Krishna depends a lot on our attitude of service. It's a very deep and subtle word put in here by Srila Prabhupada. But the only means to satisfy the Lord is through the service attitude, nothing else. Now Krishna comes there, he understands there are King Satyajit, he wanted actually, Nagnajit, he wanted his daughter to be married, and he had made an arrangement that Anyone who controls and pierces the nose of these 7 bulls, very strong bulls, that person will become the husband of my daughter. That was the condition. But he knew, no, Krishna is the Supreme Lord, he has personally come. Satya also was desiring, and Krishna knew this whole thing. And then Krishna speaks up. What does he say? Krishna says, comes in the Krishna book, my dear King Nagnajit, you know very well that anyone in the princely order who is regular in his position will never ask for anything from anyone, however exalted he may be. Such requests of by Kshatriya king have been deliberately forbidden by the learned Vedic followers. If Kshatriya breaks this regulation, his action is condemned by learned scholar. But in spite of this rigid regulative principle, I have asked you for the hand of your beautiful daughter just to establish our relationship in return for your great reception for me. In return for your great reception for me. You may also be pleased to be informed that in our family tradition, there is no scope of our offering anything in exchange for accepting your daughter. We cannot pay any price you may impose for delivering her. Already it's mentally going on. ये 7 बैलों का क्या करे? 7 bulls क्या करे उनका? Someone has to control. Then only my daughter can get married. Oh, Krishna has come. And the expectation is there. But it's a whole suspense going on. Satya is praying, Nagnajit is thinking, and Krishna just speaks out this, भैया मैं लड़की लेके जाऊंगा, काम कुछ नहीं करूंगा. मेहनत कुछ नहीं करने वाला भाई. Ready है तो बोलो. Krishna is telling directly. Now, Krishna tells this. Krishna tells this to Nagnajit and keeps quiet and observes nicely. And Nagnajit is stressed out because he is very concerned. He is praying, his daughter is praying, he is desiring it, and then Krishna very carefully sees and then he gives up. And he gets into, there it is mentioned, Krishna divided himself into 7 very significant. And then Krishna divides himself into 7 parts, 7 forms, and all the 7 forms together, there's a beautiful painting of this, all the 7 forms together, they jump in where the bulls are, and all 7 of them, one by one, they control the bulls. And then keeps them in control. And then the marriage is as committed, the marriage was to happen. But Prabhupada writes here very nicely in this section. Prabhupada writes, Krishna dividing himself into 7 is very significant here. Because a lot of people in the material world have so much questions, Now it's just heading, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is the 6th. 2 more marriages are there. And then immediately jumps to 16,101 go. So Prabhupada writes here, Krishna dividing himself into 7 is very significant. It was known to Satya that Krishna had already married the other wives. But still, she was attached to Krishna. In order to encourage her, Krishna immediately expanded himself to 7. The purport is that Krishna is one, but he has unlimited forms and expansions. He married many thousands of wives, but that does not mean that while he was with one wife, the other were bereft of his association. Krishna could associate with each and every wife by his expansion. Prabhupada Prabhupada puts it so beautifully here, so nicely, that it is very important to know this. Why? Because Krishna, when he expands himself, when he commits himself, Krishna's commitment is not limited like we being present at one place. Krishna can be present at all the places at all the times. Just like he is within our heart as Paramatma, always traveling with us, right? He's always with us as Paramatma, within our heart. So this principle was very beautifully established by Srila Prabhupada in this marriage sequence of Krishna. Now, after this pastime gets over, Krishna actually gets married to Satya, and there is a beautiful description in the Bhagavatam about this marriage. King Rangnajit gave Krishna 10,000 cows and 3,000 well-dressed maid servants, or with full ornaments. The system of the dowry still in the current India, especially Kshatriya prince. When Kshatriya prince is married, at least a dozen of maid servants of similar age are given along with the bride. After giving the cows and the maid servant, the king enriched the dowry by giving 9,000 elephants. We cannot see one elephant today. 9,000 elephants. And 100 times more chariot than the elephants. 100 times more. 9,000 elephants, 100 times more chariots. This means 9 lakh chariots. And then he gave 100 times more horses than the chariots. That makes it how much? 9 crores horses. And 100 times more maid servants than the horses. That calculation is not there only. The royal princes maintained such maid servants in their provisions as if they were their own children and family members. See, this is the Vedic culture. They were maid servant, but they were maintained as their own family members, as their own family members. That is something which is missing. People are not educated how to deal. After giving the dowry, the king of Koshal province bade his daughter with a great son-in-law and seated on the chariot and allowed them to go to their home, guarded by the division of well-equipped soldiers. As they traveled fast to their new home, the king's heart was enlivened with great affection. And then after this, Krishna gets married to his another aunt's daughter, another cousin's daughter, Shrutakirti's daughter, Bhadra. He gets married to Bhadra. And then later on he gets married to Lakshmana. It is said she was the daughter of the king of Madras. And she was also kidnapped from a Swayambar. She was kidnapped from a Swayambar. So by this, Krishna's, what is done? Ashtavivaha, Ashtabhari is done. And now then we come to this verse. From here, this great demon, Bhaumasur. Bhaumasur, he actually, what did Bhaumasur do? What did he do? It is said that Bhaumasur was so powerful, by force he took the umbrella of Varun Dev. And he even took away the earring of Aditi. And all the demigods were in fear. They run here and hither and thither for their life. And then Krishna went and defeated and killed Bhaumasur. When Bhaumasura. And then Krishna got married. He had kidnapped 16,100 queens, princes from different places. And later on, when Krishna killed this demon, they all requested that Krishna, that there is nobody else who would accept them now. So Krishna gets married to this 16,100 queen. And after this, Krishna with great humility and sincerity, he takes the earring of Aditi and with his wife Satyabhama heads towards the residence of Indra to give him that earring. And that is where this verse comes from. Now more than this verse is the beautiful purport which Srila Prabhupada writes here. Prabhupada writes here, just to please his wife like an ordinary husband, the Lord brought back the tree. And while giving this earring to Indra, while coming back, Satyabhama saw Parijat plant, flower. So she wanted to take some flower, Parijat flower. Krishna said, फूल क्या पेड़ उठा के चलो फूल क्या पेड़ उठा के चलो सीधा. Krishna took the whole Parijat tree and started coming. And this, Indra felt offended. Indra felt offended. And his wife also told, अरे देखो 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 हमारे स्वर्ग से पेड़ लेके चला गया, लेके आओ पेड़ को वापस. And then Prabhupada writes here a beautiful word called henpacked. Henpacked. I never knew about it. Sridhar Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada disciple, in 2002 he was giving a class. I never heard the word henpacked in my life only. So I was sitting in the Bhagavatam class. It was Ramanavami, and Sridhar Maharaj was giving class. And he was telling how Lord Ramchandra was crying when Sita was kidnapped. And Maharaj, with his Western accent, he told, henpacked, henpacked. And I was like, what does it mean? What does it mean? Later on, I understood. Prabhupada writes here, there was no fault on the part of the Lord, even though he took away the tree from the heavenly kingdom. But because Indra was henpacked, dominated by his beautiful wife like Sachi, he became fool. Just as a person who is dominated by his wife are generally foolish, Indra thought that Krishna was henpacked husband who only by the will of his wife Satyabhama took away the property of heaven, and therefore he thought that Krishna could be punished. He forgot that the Lord is a proprietor and cannot be henpacked. Prabhupada writes Indra being henpacked. Nowadays in the material world, the biggest challenge is this, that there is no spiritual education, there is no cultural education, there is no explanation of depth of the purpose of marriage, relationship between a husband and a wife. The modern civilization has destroyed this section so badly that what to speak about the material world. Even sometimes being devotees, husband becomes henpacked. Henpacked. Because if you see, it has a very great connection why a husband becomes henpacked. In our movement also, like for example, the Shastra says a child from the age of 5 until he gets married, before marriage or 20-25, he's supposed to be a brahmachari, right? A brahmachari. What does he learn in the brahmachari ashram? He learns that the goal of life is to serve Krishna. I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. And the goal of life is to serve Krishna. And how do I serve Krishna? The means and the ways to serve Krishna is following the instruction of the spiritual master, accepting correction from the spiritual master, serving the spiritual master, so the spiritual master is pleased and he offers me to Krishna. And when I understand that he is not this body, his spirit, soul, his goal of life is meant, and he learns to maintain himself, he learns to cook, he learns to wash his clothes, he learns to clean the guru's ashram. When he goes through all this brahmacharya training, when he comes out, the taste of the spiritual association in the Guru's ashram is so high that the beauty of the marriage life, the beauty of the wife, the pleasure of the union of a male and a female, the pleasure of bringing up a child, and that whole aura of the Grihastha ashram is nectarian, but because one has experienced the higher taste in the ashram, this cannot hook him to stay in the material world and make arrangement to keep the family safe in the material world. This is missing. And what to speak about training girls? There is no brahmachari ashram. If you talk, there can be a case on you, according to the Vedic culture. If you talk about training girls according to the Vedic culture, a girl can file a case on you. Because it will be seen so much as a, what we call, what English word is there? I don't know. Injustice, crime, I don't know what. Anyay. But in the Vedic culture, there will be joint families. The girl, few days ago, because the girl is trained up in the house, knowing that she is someone else's property. That's the beginning. She's an asset. We are taking care, because she is going to go somewhere and there she is going to spread the Vedic culture. Human birth is all about culture. If we don't have culture, we are animals. So that's why a woman carries the culture forward, because she is the first guru of every child. Correct? The child may become sannyasi, brahmachari or vanaprasthi, but first his guru is the mother. She is the first shiksha guru. So every girl, from the cultural point of view, was seen as she is going to carry forward the Vedic culture by becoming a shiksha guru of the whole family. That's the thought process. But very difficult now to speak about. And then what would happen? The mother would train the daughter at home only. Father would give a lot of affection and mother would chastise. And her goal is learn household work and cooking. Correct or not? Mother's goal, the daughter should learn household work and... Surprisingly, Prabhupada writes this. If a woman, she knows to take care of the house and cook well, she will be loved and cared by the husband and the whole family. You cannot talk about it today. If you tell, it will be offense. घर पे रखना चाहते हैं हम लोग को, like that. And she is taught by the chastisement of the mother, because further she is going to get chastisement from the mother-in-law. Sarvabhauma Prabhu said, अगर ये शिक्षा नहीं होती है, बोलते सास, मदर-इन-लॉ और श्वास, दोनों मृत्यु का कारण बन सकता है. दोनों मृत्यु का कारण बन सकता है. So this education is so important, and today, because of lack of that, the human race is in a great difficulty. Spirituality cannot be understood until we establish the Vedic culture. It's very difficult. Everyone will be in a very great confusion. Prabhupada established it. He trained up girls, he trained up boys. He wrote these things in the scriptures. He wrote. Because in Krishna consciousness, especially when we outside world, though, we cannot talk about. But within Krishna consciousness, it is so important. The husband and wife, the man and a woman are well trained, and they have proper cultural understanding about each other's position. But unfortunately, the preaching is said that you can use your degree for preaching. Khatam ho gaya udhar hi sab kuch, Because co-education is never entertained in the Vedic scriptures. Prabhupada, though, in his books, modern education, Prabhupada has only one word for it. What is that? slaughterhouse. How can we preach that go to the slaughterhouse, get a slaughterhouse degree, and it will help you to preach? I cannot imagine. Somehow or other. Prabhupada said, not at least the devotees for their children. It's very difficult. But circumstance, time, place, circumstance. Externally it may be, but it has the mother and father, how they create the culture at home also plays a very big role. In certain circumstances, unavoidable. But it's a great responsibility of mother and father. And until this is there, it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to have a community. Because if you have a community of men who have not taken ashram training, girls who have not been trained at home, then what is left is for men's sense gratification and for the women equality. And where is the community going to come out of it? Not possible. It will be a hoax on the name of community. A hoax. It falls apart. Building the castle in the air. You heard this word? Building the castle in the air. So we should all see how we can make this happen. It's a very big responsibility, especially for Grihasthas. Yeah, by the way, I tried in my capacity. Any devotee, while I was doing direct congregation preaching, any Mataji would say, Prabhuji, I want to dedicate my life to Krishna. I had to tell, go to Mayapur, live with my wife. I used to tell my wife, chastise her right, left and center. Give the maid a holiday. Make her work, don't send for Mangalarti, once in a day darshan. If she sustains that, we'll consider she is sincere. If she sustains that, we'll consider that sincere. And anyone who wants to get married to a devotee, especially the missionaries who want to dedicate their life as grihasthas, I would tell Mataji, come here, sit, bolo, and take another devotee. Praman, evidence. You won't have anything in the outside world except the mission of Srila Prabhupada. चलेगा? शादी में जाएंगे नहीं जाएंगे कुछ भरोसा नहीं है. चलेगा? हाँ प्रभु जी. फ्रिज होगा, वॉशिंग मशीन होगा, क्या होगा पता नहीं, 2 जोड़ी कपड़ा होगा, 1 बैग होगा. आज उधर प्रीचिंग करने जाता, परसों उधर प्रीचिंग करना है. चलेगा? हाँ हाँ प्रभु जी. Because if the women are not prepared, see, we talk about devotee marriage. Devotee marriage doesn't mean sustain in the material world, have one house, then another house, then 2 houses are there, think about the 3rd house, 3 rent will come, and then I'll offer a rotten flower to Krishna, I'll work for till 50, and then I have a little back pain, I have little diabetes, and sugar also, and then I'll go to the temple, Prabhuji, I want to dedicate my life to Krishna. Prabhupada says it's a rotten flower. A rotten flower डाल क्या करो? You have to give your youth. Live in anxiety to serve Krishna. That is the mission. Actually, if you read Leela Amrit, this is all about. This mission is all about this. The ISKCON mission in the branch of Lord Chaitanya Sankirtan mission stands for this missionary spirit. And whatever I'm speaking is what has happened in Prabhupada Leela Amrit and is in the purport of Srila Prabhupada. How to establish this is a very important task for the leaders of the movement. Otherwise, everyone is very confused. So, there's a lot to say on this. It's a very sensitive topic. It's like a needle directly, tuck. You talk about it, it's like tuck. Because a grihastha ashram can be a very beautiful place for a husband to serve the mission. If the wife knows she should not bank answer the husband. Impossible. 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 But there are so many details. If the women are trained nicely, and like Prabhupada writes somewhere, a Shatrani, sometimes when the husband would come from battlefield, she would close the door. Anyone read that? Huh? Prabhupada writes, anyone read that? What does he say, writes there? She wants to ask the husband, did you win the battle or did you run away, escape and came? Did you win the battle or did you run away, escape and came? She wants to know. The husband, because it's better to lay down your life in the battlefield than running away from a battle knowing Kshatriya, being a Kshatriya. Similarly, a devotee wife, a devotee or a devotee who wants to get married, a devotee husband, should be very clear in the mind. I need a husband who will give up this world to serve the mission of Guru and Krishna. That is what I want. Then this world will become a better place. There is some scope. अभी तो पूरा generation है hand packed हो, मतलब birth से hand pack मिल रहा है, ऐसा हो रहा है. Very precarious situation. We need to change this. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any questions? Thank you very much. Granthrat Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. So, we have our Prabhu from ISKCON South Bangalore. They have developed a nice presentation on promoting and preaching and spreading and distributing Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, right? So, Prabhu will take few minutes.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and the whole ISKCON movement altogether, now we have Bhagavatam in almost all Indian languages. So, can I speak in English or Telugu, Hindi, whatever majority? Okay, fine. So, this Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is ripened fruit of Vedic literature, as Srila Prabhupada says. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants this fruit to be distributed to the whole masses of people in this material world. He came personally to distribute this, and he is requesting all of us also to distribute this. So in order to reach out majority of the classes of people, we were finding out the ways how to reach them, in going out, keeping out stalls in the public places, going to different ministers and asking them to keep in the schools and libraries as well as in the temples. But the major class of people were not touched. Like in every house we can see a smartphone is there in every hand, a laptop, a TV, a gadget like a bike, car. Like this approach or this much campaigning for Bhagavatam has yet to be done. Now for that purpose, as we can see, for any mobile phone or any product in the market, there are campaigns regarding advertisements, posters, as well as newspaper advertisements. So many ways they do advertisement. So that people were aware about that product, and when they go to a shop, then the product will be available for their purchase. So same way, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Prabhupada made it available in English, and by his disciples, now it's available in all languages. And now to reach all people, we need devotees' help. So the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is only available with devotees, 4 sampradayas, and then in those 4 sampradayas, Prabhupada, in the Madhva Sampradaya, Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Prabhupada has made it in so easy, even a small child can understand who is of 10 years old. So simplified purports he has given. So nectarian purports, those who are addicted to TV, mobile phones, now they have addicted to reading Bhagavatam. One such incident is I have given Bhagavatam as a to my parents so that I can come to home and read, and also told them to read. But the point here is 4 years no one read that, and finally after 4 years my grandfather completed with a vow to complete Bhagavatam, and so that I will come to home. So he completed in 6 months. Now he is 80. So still with neck pain, with back pain, he took it as a vow to complete. And after completing first time, we thought he will be okay. Anyhow, I did my part. No, that's all. No, he started second time also. Second time in 1.5 month, he was in 5th canto. Krishna, such a nectarian Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And this, my grandfather was told by my grandmother to chant Hanuman Chalisa. 5 years before, she was narrating me the incident. 5 years before we are narrating, I am telling to your grandfather, he is all alone, not working, all sons are taking care. So you can utilize this opportunity in chanting Harinama as well as Hanuman Chalisa you can read. So then he said, who will do all these things? This kind of person, and who is addicted to watching all movies or whatever TV shows. Simple man, he doesn't know so much things. So he will put on TV as soon as he gets up. But now he is opening Bhagavatam as soon as he gets up. So that nectarian Bhagavatam is now yet to reach in crores. So first target is we have to make it Bhagavatam available in every house. So we have done 4 years of rigorous distribution throughout the year in the Bhagavatam. Along with Bhagavatam, we do Chaitanya Charitamrita, all Prabhupada book set. So in that 4 years of our journey, by Prabhupada's mercy, a small group of devotees from ICC South Bangalore Temple have distributed 3,000 to 4,000 of Bhagavatam sets in multiple languages. So I was thinking, we were all thinking, our group of devotees, a small group can do this much. And then ISKCON is so wide in so many states. So they all can do in more. As Prabhupada used to say, I am a single Indian, could establish 108 temples all over the world in 12 years. So then all Indians can do it more. So that's what Prabhupada is saying us. Think big and do big. So, and his disciples have done. In the 12 years of Prabhupada's appearance, his manifestation on this material world here, they have conquered the world through their distribution, Harinam Sankirtan, and their dedication to Prabhupada's mission of spreading these books throughout the every hand. And they have distributed in billions and millions. So now we can see these books have changed America. Now they are fighting for veganism and so many things. And Russian completely changed. Many devotees are there. So we have so many posters, booklets like this, Balaji Tulya Bhagavatam, so that many people will be connected to the point what we are saying to them, that Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam, Bhagavatam is Krishna himself appearing in 12 cantos because there are 12 bodily limbs of the Lord. So this is a sloka from Padma Purana. And we have made so many posters like this. One more poster is this one. So that in WhatsApp status, DP, we all can propagate Bhagavatam. Even though we are going out and distributing Bhagavatam, the first problem we are facing is they were thinking it is as Bhagavad Gita only. Because not much awareness about Bhagavatam is there in the society. Even though whole topic of discussion we keep Bhagavatam, generally people will tell, okay, he is explaining about Bhagavad Gita. They don't know what is Bhagavad Gita also, but still the word Bhagavad Gita is famous. So in the same way, by rigorously saying 10 times or multiple times, whomever we are seeing again and again about Bhagavatam, it is inclined to take them Bhagavatam. One incident is, we went to a mechanic for the car repair. First meeting, I explained that there is a book about our Sanatan Dharma and our culture. In the second meeting, he himself is coming and asking, Swamiji, last time you were speaking about one book, what is that book called? So like that, it's already in his mind, the seed is sown. So we request devotees to whomever, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, Yardeko Tadeko Ho Krishnopadesh, and then Srila Prabhupada told, Krishnopadesh is Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And Bhagavatam is 18 books, 95% in comparison. So this 95% Krishnopadesh are yet to go out in bulk. So in this distribution of Bhagavatam, we have found out so many glories from other scriptures also. Like from Padma Purana, Skanda Purana. One such glory from Padma Purana is here mentioned, that for getting Bhagavatam, even at the cost of giving all wealth, one should possess Bhagavatam. Even at the cost of giving all wealth in exchange for Bhagavatam, one should possess Bhagavatam. And then another sloka from Skanda Purana, which is literally awakening, that it says, Bharate Mahanava Janma Prapya Bhagavatam Nayaha Sutam Papa Paridhanair Atmagataha Trite Kritaha. That one who has taken human form of life in Bharatavarsha is committing suicide by not having Bhagavatam. So with this powerful glories, we have presented either personally speaking to them, whom we have not even have face-to-face contact or not even phone contact known 5 minutes before. To such persons also, by these glories, they have successfully distributed Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam sets by devotees, especially Matajis sitting in home, joining in different WhatsApp groups, getting the contacts favorable in the way their DP, someone will having Hanuman, some will have Krishna, some will have all the devotees of the Lord. So trying to speak with them. And one Mataji, she is a doctor, keeping whole set of Bhagavatam on the table and a display of Krishna Tulya Bhagavatam in the OPD. She has distributed 300 sets of Bhagavatam sitting in the OPD. This is possible. Everything is possible by Prabhupada's mercy. We have a group, Hargar Bhagavatam, Hargar Nandagokulam in WhatsApp, wherein devotees all throughout the world were there in that. And after their Sankirtan success distribution of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, they will narrate the whole story, how it was done. In some of those stories, they will be telling, from last 4 years I am behind this person. Finally, by Prabhupada's mercy, now because of so and so facilities of EMI and the hearing of glories of Bhagavatam and by constant push from my side, he took Bhagavatam. So like this, every Sankirtan approach is a success approach. Some will take in 5 minutes, some will take some 2-3 years. But there is never a fail. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So in this Sankirtan Yajna, whoever is participating, whoever is taking part, are getting the glory. So as we say, the person who has given Bhagavatam Vedavyasa, he himself has distributed it to Sukadeva Goswami. And then Sukadeva Goswami heard it and gave it to Suta Goswami. So same way, in the Parampara, Srila Prabhupada received it and he gave it all of us. So he is distributing these books. I am just an instrument in the part of this distribution. He is making us more and more distribution. Hare Krishna. Grandhara Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I will be here few minutes. So if anyone have any doubts, personally you can come and meet me at the bookstall. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.